Welcome to a special episode of Sweet 915. I'm your host, Curtis Smith, and it's my co-host over there.
It's me, Fedora. How you
Hey,
doing,
yeah,
Kurt?
she got a nice living room set, y'all. She put that thing together. I like it, Fedora. That's really nice. That's cute, that
You do? Oh,
yeah.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Whew. Well, it's getting warm in El Paso. So I think less people wearing their masks, Fedora. I think we need to do something about that. I was
Yeah,
out the
I
other day.
don't know what's
Nobody had a
going on.
mask on. I had mine on, but it was hot as I don't know what. I pulled that joker down so I could breathe. I was like, Jesus, it's hot in here. But I'm
You
just
had to
being
do one of
real. I'm
these
telling you what's
bumpers.
up. Yeah, because I couldn't breathe. And I got the K95, KM95 mask. Yeah, but I
KN95.
couldn't breathe. I was like, man, it's hot in this store, man. Y'all got no AC on? What's going on? But everybody around me didn't have no mask on. I said, well, I guess we don't have COVID no more. So, uh,
No, we have COVID. People are just getting a bit comfortable
I think that
and
is true.
forgetting the safety measures that they need to adhere to. But,
Yeah.
you can't force people to do what they need to do for themselves. They only can make that decision for themselves. So if they don't
And they
want
was
to,
looking
then
at me
that's
crazy when I had my mask on. Everybody was looking at
child.
me like, what's going
Mm-hmm.
on? Like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
we still got COVID. I don't know
Yep.
y'all. Some of
Okay.
y'all don't even
Thank
believe in getting shot. So, hey, look,
that part. Hmm.
we
It's
still got
sad,
to
isn't
be,
it?
yeah, we still got to be careful, man.
Very careful.
But yeah, we got a special show today, Miss Johnson,
Yes, we do. We do.
and we're going to talk to the young people about why they're leaving El Paso, especially after graduating from college. A lot of young people are leaving, and we just want to know why. We want you to tell. We want them to tell the people why. So, um, we have our special guest today. We're doing a special show, special guest. So we're going to talk
Hmm.
about this, and she's going to tell us why, or what her reason is. So, without further ado, Miss Ashley Johnson. Hey, what's
Hello.
going on?
Hi.
How are you guys?
We're
Good.
good.
How are you doing?
We're good. I see you
I'm
got your setup
good.
and everything. You doing all right out there in the middle
This
of
is my living room.
nowhere.
Listen, where I'm at has more food spots than El Paso. Y'all are trying to get where I'm at. So,
Really?
you know,
Okay. All right. Well, we're
yeah,
gonna find
that's a
out
lot of
all that
good food spots
information
in
once
El
we get started. But first and foremost, Miss Ashley, tell us about yourself. Tell us, a little bit about your background and everything like that.
Okay. Well, I have a degree in multimedia journalism, and I got my
Mhm.
master's in education, literacy education. So my mom can tell you a little bit about that. She's a teacher. And
Yes. Who is that?
right, huh?
Who's your mom? Who's your mom?
Oh, whatever, Curtis. You have jokes now. Okay.
And for
All
people
right.
who
Go
don't
ahead. Go
know,
ahead.
yes, that is my mother, my beautiful mother.
Mhm.
But anyways, I'm a news producer for ABC, KVII ABC News channel in Amarillo. And I don't even want to put where I was at because I'm very private, so people are crazy.
You don't have to put
But
that. This
yes,
is
I
cool.
am in
Yeah.
I am a news producer. Um and it yeah, 2 degrees. I'm 20. I just turned 26. So I'm off my parents' insurance. So now I'm like an adult. So now I'm feeling it. Gotta get on my
She
work
could have still paid it though.
insurance.
She could have still paid it.
Look at her.
They
It
won't
says
even allow
26,
them to
yes.
be on the insurance. So
Oh,
yeah, they
okay.
won't allow.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that's it.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that. So
Yep.
so so before we so the insurance, is it higher because of your age, or I mean, what's the insurance like? The cost of insurance for a young lady, 26 years old. What's the insurance like?
Well, I have to get on my works insurance, and I'm not
Okay.
even sure how much that'll take out of my check. I'm not even
Okay.
sure at all. I don't even want to get into it. Like I don't want to
Right.
get ask them
Mhm.
like how much will it take out of my check, but
I
um
hurt your feelings.
they have different yeah. They have different plans. So, I mean, I'll probably get on the cheapest plan they have.
Okay. So I'm not even gonna do this with you today. I'm not even gonna do this with you today. I'm not. I'm not. We're gonna keep this thing rolling. So what we're going to talk about today is the young people leaving El Paso, and I see that you're in Amarillo now, doing some great things. Uh, Newscaster, got your master's in education, doing good things. So, what made you say, you know what, I got to get out of El Paso? This is just not the the thing for me right now.
The move. Um, I just think I was there too long. Let's say,
Mhm.
I come from a military background, so I've bounced from El Paso to, different places and different schools, I guess. So me being there since like say like first grade and then moving and coming back and then, I just thought it was time for me to go. There's no really good opportunities for Black women to excel, let's say,
Okay.
especially let's say in my field
Mhm.
in El Paso, it's dominantly, Hispanic, and nothing's wrong with that. But for me, in my brain and what I want to do, I want to. There's just not a lot of opportunities in El Paso, so I think there's so much more world out there than El Paso.
Mhm.
So I wanted to, you know, leave the nest. I wanted to, live by myself and, become an adult and pay bills and stuff like that. But mainly it's just the opportunity in El Paso. I wanted to. There was none.
That's me, Fedora. Would you like to caveat on that?
Okay. Well, yeah. Did you try to get jobs in El Paso?
Oh, oh yeah. And they were playing with my emotions for sure. I stayed around.
Hey, what are
I
emotions?
didn't Yeah, I didn't find a job within my field that I got my journalism degree and my bachelor's in until this is my first job, and I graduated when I was what 22, and it's been years. It takes a lot of time to actually use your degree. I mean, for me, it did, and it's in journalism. That's a dying field as it is.
Mhm.
So I mean, it was tough. I would get in the door for news stations there in El Paso, but it always came down to like that last step, and it was like, we're gonna go a different direction, or we talk to somebody else, and they have more experience, and it's like I can only get experience if someone's willing to give it to me, and and people here were just so happy, let's say, to have me on the team, and stuff like that. So I thought it was a no-brainer for me to come out here and actually use my degree because I did want to use it before I used my master's degree because that was really just a backup plan
Mhm.
for me if
Mm-hmm.
journalism didn't work out. So I was like, I wouldn't mind being a teacher. So I was a substitute for a little bit.
Say
And
that again, Ashley. You
I'm,
said something real positive. You were in a field, right? And
uh-huh,
then you said they
uh-huh.
was playing with your emotions, but then you did what? You got a backup plan, which young people
I got
today
a
don't
backup
do.
plan.
You found a backup plan. Say, yeah, I can do this if this doesn't work out. You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't want or tell people, hey, everyone have a backup plan. No,
Mhm.
if you definitely believe in your first plan and your first dreams, then definitely go off of that, hunch, do, what you need to do. But my college, through the grace of God and my father, was free. So I
Okay.
was like, let me, my mom's fiance let me know that I should use that, I should get my master's degree, whether you use it or not. And I was like, okay. And I wasn't really honestly ready to work after I graduated with my
You weren't.
journalism degree. I
You
No,
weren't.
I didn't no, I didn't even want to be a like, quote unquote journalist. I'm a news producer now. I guess that's a
Oh
version
wow, that's
of
good stuff.
journalism, but yeah, I didn't want to do that. Like after you graduate, I don't know anybody like how everybody else feels, but being in a headspace after you graduate, it's like foggy. Like you
Mhm.
don't know, is this really what I want to do? Am I happy doing this? Did I just get a degree just to get a degree? So I was in that headspace and I was like, let me just go back to school. And I did.
So,
And I was like,
That's
yeah.
good.
Mhm.
so let me ask you this before we go to the next question. Um, what about the internship? Did they offer you internship at the stations that you chose to work at?
Yeah, I had two internships at two different stations in El Paso, and I learned a lot. But um, instead of continuing those internships, I decided to leave so I could go to graduate school and just put all my focus towards that.
Okay.
But within those internships, the reporters and no, mainly the reporters, which is what I kind of wanted to do, were very like, I'm getting out of the field or I'm moving away and not, really it wasn't what they thought it would be. So that
Okay.
kind of scared me. And I was like, oh, I don't think I want to do this. Like, if they don't like it and they've been in it for a while, I'm probably not going to like it. So I gave up. And that's one of my regrets. I gave up before I even tried. And now I'm a little behind trying to get, on camera and stuff like that. But I think everything happens for a reason. I'm glad where I'm at right now. Like, I'm happy where I'm at right now. And I learned a valuable lesson from, you can't really take their experiences and present them as your own. You have to at least try,
Mm.
and find out if that's what you want to do, stuff like that.
Mm-mm.
So
Mm. Go
with
ahead,
that being
Curtis.
said, what you just said, with the reporters telling you what they told you, and then you not continuing an internship, why do you believe they didn't choose you? When I mean, they know your face, they know your work ethic, they know that you were anxious to be a reporter or work at the station. Why do you think they didn't choose you?
Hmm. I think it's because I left. I left too soon. I was there for probably like 6 months. And then when the summer hit, I was like, all right, like I'm going. I'm going to graduate school. So I feel like if I stuck it out, because a friend of mine, I interned with her, and now she's a reporter on the station. So I feel like if I were to stick around longer, then I would have gotten the position that I wanted. But you know,
Okay.
everything happens for a reason. That's
Everything
fine.
happens for a reason. Miss Fedora.
Hmm.
Yeah. Why do you think your peers, what do they say about living here or wanting to leave? Any of your friends who are still here or who were here
Well,
and left?
okay. Well, only have one friend that's there still.
Mm.
That's it. Everybody else dipped. Like, they left in college. Like, so I don't know. The one friend that is there, she was born and raised there, so
Oh,
she doesn't have a problem with El Paso, but her husband is in the military, so they're gonna leave, and it'll be like her first time really branching out. So everybody else, they left in college, like, and they was like, yeah, I am
and they didn't
leaving.
come back
They
after
did not
college.
come back. No, they did not come back. I feel like I'm the only one that came back. I left to Corpus my freshman year, and then loved the school, but the town and the people, no. So I had to come back, and I started going to UTEP, but all of my other friends, no, they left right out of high school. They said, yeah, deuces to El Paso. This is
And they
no home
were
for me.
native. Were they native El Pasoans?
Yeah, yeah, they weren't born
Born,
here. No.
okay, but
Mm-mm.
they were raised
Is that
here.
native?
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess.
native was born, but they were raised here from younger ages to current. Well, their parents were here, so yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you said that you went to UTEP. So do you think UTEP, and I'm not trying to play the race card, I'm just asking a question. Do you think UTEP provides good opportunities for graduates after they leave the school to get jobs in El Paso so that they can remain here?
Oh, I would say yes and no. Like,
Okay.
they send emails like, "Oh, here's a job opportunity. Here's a job opportunity," and I don't know if you like apply. It's usually on campus. Like, if the job opportunities that they see,
Hmm.
it's on campus and stuff, and you can apply. But I mean, I don't know if you're gonna get the position. But It is predominantly Hispanic. I will say that. I'm not saying, El Paso, like you said, you're not pulling the race card. Not pulling the race card. It's gotten so much, diversity. Black people, we only there because we got stationed there. So let's just be honest. But, within the school itself and the job opportunities that they have, you don't see a lot of, let's say, color on campus, or, I don't think they're looking for, let's say,
That diversity, say it, that diversity.
yeah,
Yeah.
The diversity.
Yeah. So, what do you believe the city or the county can do to encourage young adults to remain here in El Paso or to come back to El Paso to work?
Just piggybacking. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Just piggybacking off of what, Curtis and I just said, like, just building that diversity, wanting to uplift other races, and, wanting to branch out, like be bigger. Like El Paso is doing a good job. They're getting restaurants and buildings and businesses in the Northeast that I've never ever thought that would happen, things like that. But definitely wanting to be more diverse and wanting to start the conversation of other ethnicities and stuff like that, rather than pertaining to their own, let's say. And the requirements with jobs. Like, I understand being bilingual, woo, but not everybody is bilingual in El Paso. So that requirement from a job posting, they may want to, not every job, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Need to be bilingual, but that's a requirement. And that's another reason why I had to get out of El Paso. Almost every job requirement, on every job that I applied to, you had to be bilingual, and I am not. So yeah, I had to definitely skedaddle. But I would say just try to include more ethnicities and be more diverse, and things like that, and have more, let's say, events pertaining to those other ethnicities, and celebrations, and days and stuff like that, and what is it called, not symposiums, but when people talk and it's like an event, not TED Talk,
Panel discussion.
The panel
discussion. Panel discussions, stuff like that, that pertain to a younger audience as well. I think El Paso needs to create more things pertaining to the younger audience, because I believe we're becoming bigger than the older audience. Like, we just need more stuff that pertains to our likes and wants and needs and stuff like that.
Like Lil Boosie. Lil Boosie was here this weekend.
Yeah, he was. I did.
He was here.
Yeah, said, who? Lil Boosie. Lil Boosie.
He was.
You don't know Lil Boosie?
I didn't know he was here. Why you tell me, Curtis?
I didn't know he was here either till somebody said, hey, the club empty because Lil Boosie in town. He done sold out. I said, what? So, okay. So I text my nephew. He said, yeah, my boy down there. I'm like, wow.
Where was it, Curtis?
Somewhere downtown. I think he was at the Coliseum downtown.
Oh, wow.
But he sold out.
I'm not in the know.
Ice Cube in them and Too Short.
Oh yeah, they sold out too
a few weeks ago.
Some people want them to stay do another show. Yeah, Ice Cube.
They need to. They need to come back, because I missed that one because I just got back in town.
Yeah, Ice Cube, Too Short. I like some Too Short.
So things like that.
Yeah, that's that old school right there. That's
Did
that
you
old
go, Curtis?
School. No, I ain't. Some things I don't go to for. I'm scared. Some people don't know how to act around here. Contrary to people's belief, I think concerts right now. I'm still not with the concert thing.
Still iffy.
Yeah. Walking around with a mask on at the concert. I can't be yelling Ice Cube, and Too Short.
Yeah, you can.
Nah, I'm a kid. I got
mask
that.
On.
Man, hey, if I can't breathe with it on walking, what you think I'm gonna do at the concert? Come on, man.
Well, that don't have nothing to do with the mask now, but
because they want you to sing their songs with them now. Come on, man.
You can sing. You have to dance and sing.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But
another question I want to ask you. You mentioned that it is somewhat difficult for Black women So can you kind of expound on that?
Yeah, it's, you know, hard, let's say, to find a job or just work. You're talking about just jobs or like just in general being in El Paso as a Black woman?
Jobs, being
Jobs, yes.
hired, getting hired,
Yeah, just that requirement of being bilingual, that's one that will deter you. Is that the word?
Deter.
deter. Hmm.
Deter. Deter you.
That's what smart people do. Actually, they want to correct you on the air and
Right.
everything. Right?
Whatever.
Deter. Deter you from applying for a job, not thinking you have all the requirements, or, not giving you the opportunity to build that experience so you can leave and, get a job somewhere else. But just being a Black woman in El Paso, it was a struggle because there's not a lot of us, it's not a lot of us in El Paso, especially in the workplace, even in classrooms. I was always like one of three, if that, Black women in any of my classrooms from elementary school to college. In college, I was probably one. So it was definitely so in the workplace, I was just that. Like in the workplace, I was in the whole building at this place I used to work at, it was only two Black women, and it was just the work environment there. It was just like incredible, like in a negative way, not in a bad, in a good way.
The
It was
positive
horrible.
way.
Yeah, it was horrible, as in for a Black person, and companies, they hoorah, diversity and yeah, but they don't have it. So
Mhm.
I mean, that was
It's
the
just
struggle.
words. Hmm.
Maybe that's something that needs to be brought to the floor of the city council about diversity within the companies, not just hiring one Black and saying we are diverse. You
Hmm.
know,
Yes,
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
and that
token
one
Black person,
person,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
that one person may not be really qualified. We just say, okay, so I know so and so,
You
and
have
they
one.
brought me in, but
Hmm.
I'm just behind the scenes, and I don't really get to be seen. And they're just saying, oh, we are diverse because we got Curtis working here, but Curtis really
Right.
doesn't do. He's not the face of the company. He's not the one that they see all the time on the projects and stuff like that. I'm the behind the
Hmm.
scenes guy. Like I'm filing paperwork or doing
Hmm.
reports and stuff like that. But I think
Hmm.
that maybe that's something. Maybe I mean, and maybe they'll listen and maybe they won't because,
Yeah.
like I discussed on a couple of shows before, that some people are willing to take that lower pay just to get a job instead of getting their worth. I'm worth eighty five
Yeah.
Hmm.
thousand, pay me 85,000. I shouldn't have to be
Mm.
bilingual. This is America. Hey, if I can't speak, if I can't relate to whoever the customer is, then that's what you got. Somebody that is bilingual can speak for me, and still we can
Hmm.
still get the job done and give you a good product. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but the young people got to speak out too. It just can't be us. It has to be the young people too. So I'm with the panel of young people speaking to the city officials and the city manager about those changes that need to be made.
Hmm. And another question: what do young adults, or do you think young adults want when it comes to the quality of life, besides the artists coming to town, like different things that we can know, and then
Um,
advertisement too? Because just like I didn't even know that they were coming to town, and it's not. I don't think it's
right.
enough to just put it on a marquee. Because when you're driving and you're the sole driver, you're not looking at marquees. You're trying to pay
Mhm.
attention to
Hmm.
traffic to not get into an accident. So it has to be something more
Right.
than, oh, we put it on a marquee.
Yeah. Um, well, for me personally, I really wish and hope they get a Six Flags. I really hope
Oh,
El Paso gets some type of amusement park that's better than Western Playland. So definitely
yeah,
think that would attract a lot of younger people.
it's true.
With the concerts and stuff like that, I honestly, I think they send it out to maybe a UTEP alumni, maybe, or put it on Facebooks with pertaining to El Paso pages, like Facebook
Mhm.
pages that put it on, El Paso pages. But I don't know how they can send out better, because really concerts is like a word to mouth thing. Like I never saw a post about it, just a friend of mine told me about it. So I think they could get a lot better at, you know, other than putting it on a marquee, you know, see it while you're driving. People don't even go to the west side, you know, so
Mm-hmm.
they could, you know, send it through emails and, you know, text messages, maybe little commercials, the local commercials,
That would
things like
be
that.
perfect on the news.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Mm-hmm.
usually the same news that comes on in the morning
Oh
is
yeah.
usually the same news at noon and the same
Mm-hmm.
news at night. So it's like repetitive. And so if they would have some
Right.
segments on what's happening in El Paso, you know, as far as
Mm-hmm.
entertainment or arts or
Yeah.
academia, things of that nature, I think on the news, since a lot of people watch news, that it would
Mm-hmm.
help with getting it out there. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think more things pertaining to what, let's say, younger people are finding important nowadays. I mean, social media is ugh, like, I'm not a fan of social media and the effects that it has on, let's say, this generation of where they should be at 23. Like they should have a Lambo and a big old house at 23. Like, you know, that's what social media is putting out basically. And,
Portraying.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and the standard of beauty and, you know, body shapes and stuff like that. Social media has a big hand in creating that stigma for
Mm-hmm.
young people and, you know, this generation and stuff like that. But I think wellness, things like, you know, spirituality and wellness and how to heal yourself, let's say, with different things, you know, medicines and, you know, things that you won't have to continue to go back and stuff like that. Just learning and educating. So seminars and stuff like that to educate young people on the benefits of wellness, you know, meditation, you know, praying and, you know, stuff like that. I think that would be cool. Painting, stuff like that. They have painting tips and stuff like that, but like fun painting tips,
Paint and
like the
sip.
real fun.
It's so
Yeah.
girly.
You
It
know
is
what a painting
not
tip is?
girly.
It's so
No,
girly.
it's
Paint and
It's
sip.
not
no, it's some
girly.
drinks and not just wine. Like some
Mm-hmm.
drinks, some good music, like, and you can
Mm-hmm.
just paint. Not all
Whatever.
girls paint. I mean, not
Mm-hmm.
only girls paint. Men
I
paint.
know couples paint. I know.
So
I seen the little.
yeah.
Some people host the paint and sip parties,
Yeah.
and they do that as couples. They go out and they do a couple thing
Mm-hmm.
with the paint and sip
And it's
thing.
fun.
Um, okay.
Open your mind, Curtis. Open
I
your
do open my
mind.
mind. I said okay. I just said okay. They do the couple paint and sip thing. Okay.
Yeah, you said okay, but you said it like negatively, like yeah,
Uh,
they like.
the paint and sip thing is a wonderful thing. Ashley,
Mm-hmm.
I would host one too. What you think I should charge? Like $20 a cup or something like that? I could do that.
Oh
Are you gonna
I
provide
know
all
where
the
to get the
food?
stuff from.
yeah, but you
Are
gotta,
you gonna
yeah,
provide
exactly.
all the
It's
stuff?
$20. You gotta
You gonna
twenty
provide
provide
dollars. I
everything?
give
everything,
you a glass of Moscato.
including the drinks.
Your first glass is free. After that, you got to pay.
What?
What you
Boy,
mean what?
you don't pay to drink. You pay to come in there and paint.
I was actually
So you can
saying.
charge $20. No, you can charge
Mm.
$20, but you have to provide like the canvas, the painting supplies, the
Oh, it's gonna
paint.
have to
And
cost
don't
more than
just
that.
have
Then
wine.
it's gonna have to
Don't
cost
just
more than
have
that.
wine.
$20
Have
gonna be that ain't
liquor.
hey. $20, I'm gonna
I'm talking
charge
about
more.
painting
I had to
sip.
provide the paint, the pictures, the outline. Hey, it's gonna cost you a little more. I'm gonna have to up the ante to about $35.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, the
35,
regular painting
That
35
has to
tips
come with
businesses.
I have to
per
go home with
person.
something for
Per
$35.
person. Per person. Oh,
So
I'm gonna have you some nice cheese and crackers, some olives, you some wine, some strawberries. You know
just wine?
what you supposed to have?
Gotta
Chicken
have
wings?
some shots or something like that. I don't know. She
That's
talking about
that's what
just
I'm talking
wine,
about.
Adult
Not your
shots.
average
Oh
other
paint and
Lord!
sip.
alcohol.
Now we trying to get drunk. See, now we talking
Not
shots.
exactly. Not your average paint and sip. So y'all were talking about, oh yeah, paint and sip, woo woo for couples. No. If you want to attract young people for these paint and sips, you need to have music going. You need to have bottles, not just wine. Not you don't even have to bring wine. Just bring drinks that you can, you know, make mixed drinks with. If you're trying to attract young people, have a paint and sip that they can remember, and not just be like, oh yeah, classical music playing in the back. No, that's not cute.
So you want
We're
some
not doing
turn
that.
up music?
Oh man, see now
Yes,
you got to get
yes.
insurance because the young people they were drinking and all this stuff. Now I'm gonna have to charge you $40 now because I got to get the insurance.
Oh goodness.
Because the young people, when they get
Okay.
upset and somebody look at their woman, they ready to fight. Hey, what you
We
looking over there
No.
for, bro? You know,
See, that that can
man,
happen in any setting, you know, if people
I
know how
think
to
about
control
it.
their
Actually,
eyes. So
let me brainstorm that. Let me Fedora this come up with something.
it would bring in a lot of money if you guys got like a big venue and like
Yeah.
really turns it out.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, it would bring in a lot of money. I'm just saying.
Okay.
It'd be a nice event.
nice
What's the age
fundraiser.
group? You say young people. What age we talking about?
18 and over. Yeah.
Woo.
Nobody younger. No, 21 and older because it's gonna be drinks.
Yeah,
So
you
yeah,
talking about
21 and
alcohol
older.
and wine? 21 and over. 21.
21 and older. Yes, yes. You guys have a good turnout.
Here go. Somebody talking about not all young people drink. Okay, they get some soda. They get a soda or some punch.
That's true. That's true. But if they
Mhm.
don't drink, don't go. That's
What?
not the event for you. If you
No,
don't
you
drink,
can't
don't
discriminate.
go.
I mean, they can come and paint without drinking. They can
Yeah.
eat the cheese
Yeah.
and the crackers and stuff and the strawberries. Yeah, everybody doesn't
Okay.
drink, and you can be in environments even when you don't drink when there is alcohol. It's not an issue. So everybody's
Yeah, but
an
is that fun?
adult. Yeah, it's fun. You don't need. Yeah, it's fun because you have conversation
Yeah.
and music
You
and
have conversation.
painting. And you can have at least two paintings that you want to paint. So yeah. So basically, just things that would inspire or draw the young people to come out and meet other young people to kind of network and find out,
Yeah.
and meet and maybe even, come up with some ideas or things together.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. And yeah, and our producer said the teens need some things that they can be involved in too, because there's not a lot of things for teens to do. So
Yeah.
yeah, maybe we can do a a survey for that as well to find out what activities teens would like to see here that they would be willing to come out to and participate in. Because a lot of
But
times
teens
what happens
nowadays.
is we put stuff, you develop things and you come up with ideas that you think that people would like or a certain age group, and you put it on, but then nobody shows up, right? You've had adequate advertisement for it, but then nobody comes out, and then everybody's always saying there's nothing to do in El Paso, there's nothing to do for this age group, which I agree. But once something is to do, then we all need to be a part of it and, go to it and not just let it fall. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so, my other question you want to ask, Curtis?
I can. Do you believe El Paso has racism issues at the middle and high school level, as well as uh, young adults your age?
Um, I would say, yeah, mainly because it's dominantly Hispanic and it's not a lot of. Mm, I mean, me, I didn't really deal with a lot of racism now that I'm thinking back, but colorism I dealt with a lot
Mm.
growing up in different areas that I've really never grown up in a predominantly black area. So I've always dealt with, colorism. And if I think back, I don't, that's a form of racism, right? Colorism is a form of racism. Oh, no.
It
Do you guys know
is
what colorism is?
it's Yeah, but it's in our own culture.
Mm.
The
Yeah, but
colorism
I,
part.
I didn't experience it within my own culture.
Oh, you didn't? Who
No.
what Oh, okay.
Mm-mm.
So it was other people putting that on, other
Yeah,
races
like,
putting that on to you.
well, in my own culture as well. Like, oh yeah, the main thing I would hear is that you're pretty for a dark skinned girl, but I
Oh,
heard that from all races,
oh.
and it's like, okay, I'm the prettiest out of a ugly uh thing, like basically saying all dark skinned women are ugly, but you're the less ugly. Like that's what I would
Hmm.
hear the most. And pertaining to my hair, like, oh, you look so pretty with your hair straight. And yeah, so I I mm, I personally have not dealt with, let's say, a lot of racism in El Paso. In the workplace, a lot of jokes were had in my old job that made it very, very hostile for me. So I'm very glad I got out of that place. But yeah, I would say they definitely need to educate themselves on what not to say, what not, um
Just the environment as a whole.
yeah, yeah, honestly. I feel like
But
I'm
most
going up and
companies,
down because I'm trying to think. I'm
yeah,
trying
but
to think
most
back.
companies do have that training. That is like a when you get hired, it is. So that is given to a lot of companies. When you're a big company, it's just the people that they choose to hire don't adhere to it and they do what they want to do. So in that point, us or anybody else who's being subjected to that need to contact HR and speak up and say something about it. Um, you know, there's probably going to be retaliation and all this other stuff, but if it's making for an uncomfortable environment, nobody should have to stay in an uncomfortable, comfortable environment and work under those conditions. So you have to speak out.
Right. Who do you think makes those diversity trainings? Think a white person makes them?
Probably, or company, and they
How does
get
that
it
even
from
work?
them. I
How does that
don't
work?
even know.
I
I don't
had
know.
I took one class in at UTEP, African American Studies class, and guess what person, taught
It
that class?
wasn't an African. It wasn't an
It
African
wasn't a
American.
black person. No.
Hmm.
The person was
Hmm.
white. So
Hmm.
what can you teach me? You know what I'm saying? Like what can you teach me if you've never
Experienced
been?
it firsthand.
It's a come on now. Like it's so that just made me think who really puts together those diversity packages, those seminars, those trainings? Who puts them together? Are they getting insight from African American peoples or from other, minorities? I don't do they ask them what they like and what they don't like within the workplace, what's appropriate? Obviously common sense things are inappropriate and stuff like that, but pertaining to our culture, there's just things that
You
a
should have
lot
been.
of people
Hmm.
don't know, but they don't know. They don't know
Hmm.
not to do it. They don't know that that's offensive if they say that. They don't think,
Hmm.
they just
Because
don't
from
know.
their
So,
perspective, it's not offensive. Yeah, I see what you're
right,
saying. From their perspective, it's not offensive, and they don't know that it's offensive per se, unless
right.
you are aware or someone from that culture has actually
Tells you.
explicitly told you that. Hmm.
Hmm.
Like, don't touch my hair.
Right.
Don't just walk up. Can I touch your hair? Don't be
No,
doing it at
yeah.
the same time you asking. Like, and don't even ask that. That's not a question. We don't walk up to you and be like, "Can I touch your hair?" Oh, it's so,
It's so
it's
straight.
so yeah. Like, who does
No.
that? Yeah,
Teachable
Yes,
moment.
yeah.
Teachable moment.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Teachable moments. So, do you
I
think?
guess El Paso will get better like that.
Mhm. Yeah, I've had people that don't even know me will like accost me in the bathroom and be like, "Oh, your hair is so pretty. Can I touch your hair?" And I'm like,
No, I don't even. You just came out the stall. Why you wash your hands? Like, oh
"No, they're
no, you
waiting to
can't
get
touch
in the
my
stall,
hand.
not coming out." You know how you wait in line to get in the stall, coming out?
Mm.
No, that'd
Yeah,
be awkward, more awkward.
and not even to say that all black women or other minorities hate when they have their hair touched. I mean, I guess some might like it, but in general, rule of thumb, let's not
Just
touch. Let's not do that.
anybody's
Right.
hair.
I
Yeah.
think it's nice that they ask, but
Mm-hmm.
don't even ask. Just give that
Mm-mm.
compliment, and not even. I don't know when they say, "Oh, I like your poof," or "I like when you have that poof," or "Your hair grew overnight." You come in with braids. Like what are you talking about? Like, stuff like that. It's just I
Yeah.
don't know.
Just say it looks nice and keep it moving.
So,
It looks nice, yes.
so with you and Fedora bringing that up, do you think that do you think that it's fair to say that we need to have like a diversity council or a panel discussion with various ethnicities? You know, the mixed Hispanic, the mixed white, the black,
Yeah.
with different shades of black. You know, the light skinned black, the dark skinned black. Because I
Oh
think
yeah.
with that discussion, I think we can bring out a lot of misinterpretations about, oh, can I touch your hair? Well, guess what? I have white in me, or I'm half Hispanic and half black, so my hair is going to be a certain texture. And I think if you understand it, you wouldn't ask the question, "Can I touch your hair?" Because you would know, hey, because of my mixed race, my hair is going to be this color. My hair is going to be frizzy. It's not going to be like a regular black person's hair in summertime. When it starts to sweat, it's going to go into a poof, and there's nothing I can do with it. So I just let it do what it do, you know. And with the various hairstyles now, with the young men that are um, of mixed race, I got to look at them and say, yeah, just let it do what it do, right? Just, you ain't gonna trim it up. You ain't gonna just going all over the place. I mean, I don't get it,
Or they
but
can
I
put it
don't
in a
say anything
ponytail.
because that's
No,
the culture.
because that's how
That's the
yeah,
young culture now. For them
that's
to
how they
just
want to
look,
wear it.
you know, that's the way they want to wear it. So
Yeah.
I think if we have
Mhm.
that discussion, I think it'll change some things, especially out here. Uh, with a small percentage of African Americans that we have out here, and then you have the mixed race, and you have the military families that are here as well. That have,
Can you guys
that's,
see me?
Mhm.
yeah, we can see.
Sorry. I can't hear you guys.
Oh, you can't hear us.
Can you hear you?
Can you hear us now? Can you
Yeah.
hear
I
us now?
cannot hear you guys.
You might have to take your earbuds off. Take your earbuds off. Yeah. Can
How
you
about
hear us
now?
now? Can you hear us now? Yes. Can you hear
I'm
us?
so sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Go out and come back in. Go out and come back in.
Yeah, I cannot hear
Okay. Go out and come back in. There you go.
Mm.
hmm But
But
yeah,
Dora,
Curtis, I think that would be a good panel,
yeah,
a good discussion
yeah.
um
And then some people probably
to
wouldn't
have.
participate, but I think it's important, especially with the young people. Um,
Yeah,
we start with the young people. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
they can understand some things you say can be offensive to African Americans, to Hispanics,
hmm
uh, and as well as whites.
Yeah.
Some things you say, well, why is your hair that color, or why does your hair look like that? You could say,
Mhm.
well, guess what? My mom's black, my daddy's Hispanic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or my mom's black and my dad's Hispanic, or white. And
Mhm.
our color, our skin color, and our texture of hair is going to be different. And I think we understand that we won't ask that question. Can I
Sorry.
touch your hair? You back?
Mhm.
You back?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
No, no worries, no worries.
Ashley, you could tell
Yeah.
the truth. I'm gonna get off subject right quick. Your mom kicked you out, did she? Tell the truth. Your mom kicked you out.
No, no, I got a phone call and
Okay.
it threw off everything. So I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
You are silly.
Tell the truth. But
Yeah.
go ahead with the next question, Fedora. I'm just talking trash.
All right. Do you think young adults would participate and voice their opinions about life in El Paso? A candid, truthful discussion.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think a lot of people would have a lot of negative things to say about it though. That's
No.
just my opinion. No.
hmm
Well, if they grew up, born and raised there, I don't think, because El Paso isn't a horrible, place. It's a good place
No,
to
it's not.
retire. You
hmm
know, it's
Yep.
not. I feel like a good place to, like just to
Develop
grow.
as
Yeah.
as a young
Uh-huh.
person, or yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Especially a young black person. That's
hmm
just what I'm getting at, to be
Yeah.
honest. But I think that yeah. What age group would you want to hear stuff from? Like, you know,
From high
and
school to middle school, I say from middle school to high school.
from all
Because
races, or
yeah,
okay,
I would
because
say
we
from all,
experience
because we
different
have
things.
to, yeah, because like you say, everybody experiences different things
Hmm.
and has a different perspective
Hmm.
that we all can learn from, right?
Right.
There's some
Hmm.
things that we may say, everybody can say something that can be offensive to another person and not know it, or
Right.
be ignorant of it. And so it's just to help teach, right? For you to learn
Mm-hmm.
from different cultures, because a lot of times you have military families that come from all over Germany, different places, and they've experienced the world, right? Even at a
Mm-hmm.
young age because
Mm-hmm.
of their travel. And so when they get here, it's like, what is going on? Like, we're either behind or we might be a little bit ahead, but still to know that these children are transitioning to a new environment and they need to feel welcomed. And so how can we better let them, or express to them, a welcome, instead of like, oh, you're different, oh, you stand out, you're already having the anxiety of being a new person in that environment. So why
Mm-hmm.
not learn ways to make it better, to make it easier, having maybe certain little like mixer for, when you come in, maybe the schools can have like liaisons, or that kids are that their age, or activities or things of that nature, just to make it easier and better.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we can all learn from one another. So I think it would be good, but having those age groups, because we can't leave out those middle schoolers. I would not say elementary because they're not old enough, but middle
Yeah.
school, high school, um and college even.
I think a big topic a lot of young people would enjoy talking about is mental health. That's coming
Mhm.
to like the forefront of literally everything now,
Yeah.
especially in a pandemic. A lot of young people's mental health has gone down. It's been pretty rough.
Hmm.
So I think that would be a topic of conversation that a lot of young people would appreciate,
Hmm.
and letting them go home with different things, like not
That
just
they
let's
can
talk
do
about it and then yeah, like how can we.
solutions.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Like, we know it's an issue, we know it's a problem, we know what the
Right.
problem is. Now let's talk about solutions, or
Right.
ways to cope, positive ways to cope, other than rolling one,
Mm-hmm.
which can cause other kind of problems. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Some people think that that's helpful, but
I
yeah.
mean, for some people it may be, you know
Mm, it may be.
doctors give that out, you
No, it
know
may be for some people, but for some people it is not. It causes
Mm-hmm.
other things to come out or come to the forefront, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing you can do to like reverse it. So yeah. So we do have a survey that is out. We call it a relocation survey, from ages 17 to 29 can fill it out. And we want everybody who's listening on the podcast or watching to go to mochaenterprises.com/relocation and just answer a couple of questions and fill that survey out for us, so that we can, get some information that we're trying to gather. Um, so maybe having two separate town hall meetings, one for middle school and one for high school students, and one for the young adults 18 to 29. So maybe that would work, to
Mm-hmm.
break it down, where we could have that. And then the hardest part is getting people to just really want to be transparent and come out and be a part of it, or be guests, to get their point across. Because we can all vent and say this or that, but
Mhm.
unless we're willing to put action behind words, then it's just words.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to even put action behind it when you can't get anybody else to participate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I had one more question before we get out of here, Fedora.
What's that, Curtis?
So Ashley, with you moving away, do you think the pay and the benefits were better where you at in Amarillo compared to El Paso, being
I
that
think they're just about the same.
about the same?
I think
Okay.
they're just about the same. If I didn't have two incomes, I would be homeless. I will say that.
Wow.
I would not be able to have nothing at all, like without trying to have my mom and my dad help me and stuff, which I don't like, if that makes sense. So I'm very independent. I like to do things myself and pay for things myself. But yeah, the pay, I think all around Texas, I don't know, they need to raise something because it's not livable. It's horrible. Like
It's not a
not,
livable
yeah.
wage.
It's not. It's not.
Unless
like
you have a side hustle.
Yeah. So I mean, thank God for that, because I would not be able to just move out here on what I get paid. No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So definitely, yeah.
Well, we thank you for coming in and sharing your experience with us, and I hope somebody got something out of it, especially the young people that are aspiring to do great things in America. And I'm not encouraging them to stay in El Paso. I think as a young person, you need to see the world, especially like you saying you're a military child, and you goes back and forth. But I think you should see the world. You should take the opportunity to see the world. And if you decide to come back to El Paso, that's fine. But I also think that if El Paso pay the young people to stay, then I think that'll assist the economy in growing as well, because now we have young people that's innovative enough to want to create different things. Like you saying, okay, I know what the young people want, so I'm going to have this type of business in El Paso, or I'm going to have this type of mental health business in El Paso, or whatever the case may be, because I know what they want. But if I don't get the support from the community, they're saying, no, we don't want that. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that because that's going to attract the wrong group of people, or whatever the case may be. I think that if we start looking at those type of things, I think we'll get the young people to stay. And that's just not only Hispanics, I mean, young African Americans or mixed people of color. I think anybody, because I've been told by a couple of people, when the young Hispanic men and women leave El Paso and they start going toward the East Coast, it's an eye opener for them, because they're accustomed to a certain way of life. But when they get over there, and that part of the United States is like, oh, it's a culture shock, because you don't get treated the same way. People treat you differently, so you get to see both sides of what's going on, and then they usually come back to El Paso. So, like I said, like Fedora said, we might need to have a town hall meeting to talk about those kind of things. But once again, we want to thank you for coming on the show and sharing your experiences, and I hope you do great things out there in Amarillo, Texas, behind God's back.
Thank you.
In the heart of Texas. I guess that's where that is. And
I had never heard of Amarillo.
I'm glad your mom gave you a stipend to help you out. That's good. That's good. She get a little extra.
She didn't give me, what
I ain't giving her nothing.
Right. She didn't give you a stipend?
No, she don't need no stipend. That girl is set. She got it going on. Yep.
All right. Well, what you got, Miss Fedora, before we get out of here?
Let me borrow $5.
What you got, Fedora, before we get out of here?
Only please continue to stay safe. Continue to wear masks so you won't catch COVID. COVID is still real. It's out there. And keep loving your heart and have a good and safe week.
Yeah.
One thing, young adult town hall meeting. Go to email us at therealsweet915@gmail.com or message us at sweet915 to let us know if you want to be a part of it. Our young adult takeover survey, go to mochaenterprise.com/relocation. So
can I say one last thing?
You sure can.
For the people who are just scared to move out on their own, do it. Okay? Don't be scared. You may be homeless for a little bit, but you get on your feet. You just leave.
Homeless?
Just leave.
No.
You be broke, but it's all right, because you won't stay broke. Just leave. Take that leap of faith. You learn so much, and it's so rewarding when you do get on them feet. Okay, it's great. So if you're in your 20s, leave. You don't even gotta get nobody explanation. Just leave. Be like, hey, I don't feel like being here no more. I'm moving to California or Arizona, and just leave. Just get up and leave, and it'll change your life. And it takes a lot.
I'm not gonna ask you about your other situation on camera right now, since you're talking just
what other situation?
Yeah. Then you have a boo thing the last time you was on the show. Then you have a boo thing talking about you shouldn't get married because people.
And I still have my boo thing. Yeah, 6 years. Okay. And he is so supportive. And we definitely, work on those relationships. He comes down, I go down all the time. And it's not going to be like this forever. But leave. I'm not living in El Paso. I'm not. And I told him that he knows these things. So, he just graduated and everything. So we going to figure it out. Because I'm not going to be here forever. This is not a place of stay.
That's what I'm talking about. Do your thing.
Yeah. This is, So I'm not going to live here. But leave. It takes a lot for young people to leave the nest. It's hard. Like, it's mental.
Scary.
And it's scary.
Were you afraid?
But I was excited more than afraid. The only thing that I was really afraid of, let's say, is coming here without like a legit weapon. No, like a legit weapon. I have like the little trinkets and stuff, but like no, because I moved in Corpus, and that was the first time I was like by myself. So I'm by myself here, but I'm in a completely different headspace, and I have like years under my belt, so I enjoy, my me time and stuff like that. I'm not saying every day is like a walk in the park. Sometimes you want to be around people, but majority of the time, this is sacred. Because a lot of people don't have alone time and enough time or space to be with themselves and really get to know themselves and who they are. So in my eyes, this is a blessing. But when it comes to leaving and being scared, of course it's scary. Of course starting that job is scary, but it's an opportunity, and you have to take advantage of those opportunities, because that's the only way you will grow, when you are uncomfortable. That's the only way. So I mean, if you're fine with being in your mama house, you do it. You stay there. If your mom has no problem with that, you stay until you don't want to be there no more. But if you urge to leave, just leave. Like, you will not regret it. It will not be a walk in the park. I'm not saying, it's going to be butterflies and gumbo when you leave, but it'll be rewarding. It'll be very nice. Yeah. That's all I have to say.
Good advice. Good advice.
Good advice.
I always say, do it afraid. Do it afraid. But do it. Exactly.
Well, we'll be back here next Sunday, so make sure y'all tune in to the Real Sweet 915 with me, host Curtis Smith, and my co-host is me, Fedora. Shoot us an email if you have some questions or some topics you would like to discuss with us. And remember, no topic is taboo. So we'll see you next Sunday. Fedora, you eat your neck bone and collard greens.